Hello, hello. Good afternoon. I hope everyone is doing well. We are ready to keep rolling on our security blanket shoes. So these are the ones that are done. I lettered them yesterday, so they are dry today. Looking good. Muses, silver, beautiful. Completely done except, excuse me, completely done except they need a little button on their seam. So I will set these aside, and when I find some good little buttons for them, I will glue the button and then I'll bag all 4 of these. But these 2 girls are done. You all right, bud? You guys are good? Oh man. And of course Fanny's here because it's showtime as far as Fanny's concerned. So I'm brushing the loose glitter off. So this is what my kind of soft pink looks like on top of the rosé. It's tough to see, but it's a little bit, it's just a different kind of color scheme. So this is the rosé colored glasses on its own with a little bit of fairy tale confetti sprinkled in there to give it a little extra. And then this is rosé with a coat of, it's that pastel pink that I blended out of Miss May's and a little bit of Pussyfootin' pink. And it's also got fairy tale in there. So you can see they're both pink. It's just a slightly different pink. You'll see, that's just a little more cotton candy-ish. And this is a little bit more, they're both really pink. They're both a nice pink. But these are just a little different. It's fun to mix it up a little bit. So I'm going to brush the loose glitter off of these. Then these gals can get their silver trim. We're doing that. Hey, Fanny. Hey, sweetie pie. All right, that's not quite. And then they're going to get their little chiffon flowers. So I've got plenty of the pink chiffon flowers. Hey, Babby girl. And then we can work a little bit on the sweet treats and maybe get some work done on the berries. That would be good. Oh, hey, honey. Fanny is trying, I think, to plot. She knows she's not supposed to. She's like, oh, if I snuggle up to mom and mom gives me pets, then I'm allowed to be here. Fanny. Can I move the camera here? You can be there and the camera can be here? How do we feel about that? Is that a compromise? She's not going to want to share. She's not good at compromising. All right, the hot glue gun isn't ready yet. So, nope. All right, baby girl. Oh, I know. Sorry, y'all. All right, sorry, y'all. I don't know why I thought that was going to work. Miss Fanny Bryce is not interested in compromise. It's her way or the highway. But unfortunately for her, she's little and I can pick her up and put her down. So these still need a little bit of, you can see the difference on the bottom between the rosé by itself and the rosé with the layer of sheer on top of it. So that's kind of how that looks. I think it's better if you're using a semi-sheer to prime white and do that on top. I just think that's prettier, but I was kind of playing around a little, experimenting with some different stuff. So this, I think, isn't as saturated, I guess would be the word. I think if you put the pink over white, it looks a little more muted, a little more dusty when I layer it like that. But it's fun to play. It's always fun to kind of play with stuff and experiment with different combinations. What you got there, honey? A feather? She's so funny because she like ignores me and sleeps so peacefully in her little cat condo in her sunshine puddle. But then for some reason, as soon as I'm in here shooting a YouTube, she's like, Mom, I just think we need quality time and it needs to be an adventure. She's such a sweet cat though. I love cats. I've had a lot of cats in my life because my mom did like kitten rescue. But Fanny's my sweetie. I assume everyone has kind of heard the story of how how we adopted Fanny, but she was living under my friend's porch with her 3 big brothers, and I mean physically larger brothers. I think cats that are all in the litter kind of have the same birthday, but she had 3 brothers who were physically much larger than her. She was a little slip of a thing, and her mom, who they call Creamsicle, because she's kind of like orangey creamy, and her 3 brothers were all orange. And I went over to my friend's house, and the brothers and the mom all scurried off, you know, like wild cats do, like outside cats do. And Fanny was like, hi. And she had so much personality, and she was so like she didn't run away. She didn't like hang out. She wasn't like, let's be besties right away, because that would have been bananas. I'm not a Disney princess. I don't have animals. You know, I don't sing and the animals come. But Fanny was really very friendly. And I was like, what's the deal with that cat? And my friend said, we call her Fanny Bryce because she's a funny girl. And she is. And so she had been trying to get into his house, but he was not able to adopt her. He already had a lot of animals in the house, you know, big dogs and older cats who maybe couldn't handle big kitten energy. But one day he threw her in a carrier and brought her to me, and I was like, well, I should at least get her like look checked out and vaccinated and spayed, even if I'm not going to adopt her. But I absolutely was going to adopt her. I don't know who I think I was kidding with that. Basically no one. All right, pretty. Same thing. But that's my baby girl, and now she's snuggled up on my socks in the craft room. I'm a big believer in the cat distribution system, but I don't think I've ever had one distributed to me quite so directly as Fanny. Oh, such a sweetie pie. My last kitty cat before Fanny Bryce was Turanga Leela, the little cyclops, who was deaf, and she was also a very sweet cat. I have had great luck with sweet kitties. Though I know they're all cats, I'm sure, are good cats, even the spicy ones. But I happen to get the spice level on my girls has been cinnamon sugar and not any spicier than that. Okie dokie. We're just trimming these in silver. Easy peasy. They look great. Just a nice, simple shoe, and whew, I can feel it relaxing me. I definitely need to find rhinestones, because the bagging of these, I'm sure, is going to feel really nice. Because June was really, surprisingly, lots going on in June. I'm not mad about it. Nothing that went on in June was something where I was like, oh no, I don't want to teach classes at my store. I don't want to spend quality time with my children. It was all stuff I wanted to do very much. Just a lot of it. But you know, too much of a good thing can be a better thing. Little slippers. So that's the attitude that I'm going for. Whew. I did 4 on her. I'm trying to decide if I want 3 on her. Yeah, I think I'll do 3 on her, just to be different, just so that they have slightly different vibes. And then once these are done, and we're so close I can taste it, it'll be 27. Very, very, I know I keep like repeating the numbers. It's like once these 4 are done, then we're at 27, and after 3 we're at 30, and 30 is halfway there. Oh, no, I'm changing my mind. I want 4 on there after all. That's all right. The hot glue was still wet enough that I could slide it a little. Slide to the left. Okay. Pretty. My little ruffly floral girls. They look I love a little ruffled slipper. It looks sort of like you know, old black and white Hollywood movie, little like starlet in a flowing robe and little puffy slippers, you know, because in those movies they wake up looking perfect. And so I just picture that. It's sort of got a Hollywood glamour vibe when I do a slipper and it has a little ruffled or a little fluffy, you know, the little fluffy slippers. For a minute there, like during COVID, I think there was a trend of like a robe that you would wear while denying you murdered your husband. And it was that same sort of the flowy robe with the fluffy, big fluffy hem, fluffy around the sleeves. And it was very like, why? I don't know what happened to me. You know, it was old school Hollywood, like retro throwback, glamorous kind of. So that's what I think of when I think of the slippers. I don't think about murdering husbands when I look at these, but I do think of that kind of, I don't know, Nick and Nora Charles. I feel like Nora Charles would definitely wear those before she boarded the train and did all their glamour stuff. So what these still need, that's neither here nor there. Thank you for taking that journey with me down the path of my mind. So this needs pink here and pink here. I do, since I have everything ready from lettering my last girls, I will go ahead and letter these, and when the lettering is dry, I'll do that last step. It doesn't really matter at this point what order I go in, but you know. And the lettering I love. It just makes me feel really happy to write muses on a glitter shoe. No matter how many hundreds of times I do it, it still feels so good. Okay. Muses in silver paint. And I'm going to write 2027 underneath. You good, bud? Y'all okay?
Yeah, we're fine.
Good. 2027 muses. Smudged it. That's okay. That's okay. Smudges happen. What I'm going to do is put my silver glitter, and that's why you make a transfer and you don't letter directly. I'm going to put my silver glitter. I will let it dry. Once it's dry, I will fix that spot. Can't fix it now, even though I want to, but once it's dry, I will show y'all how I fix that. Y'all see I smudged the swirly on the S? It's okay. That is the price we pay. It's a small enough issue that I'm not gonna mess with it too much. If I really smudged it bad and I didn't think I could fix it at all, yeah, I'm gonna let it dry. So I'm gonna let it dry. I will clean and peel that one little spot and fix it. It's okay. If I had really smudged it bad and the whole thing was messed up, I could rinse it off and try again, but it's a small enough piece that I think I'm all right. Hey, girly. All right, let's try again. Better luck this time. My lettering wasn't the issue. I just bumped it with my finger, which was silly. Beautiful. Swirly M. But yeah, not a problem you would have if you'd made a transfer. Or you would smudge it on the bag, but the bag would just be smudged and you could set it aside, let it dry, peel it, and try again. But if you're gonna letter directly, that's kind of a thing that happens. All right, muses, pretty. Do I want to put 2027 underneath it, or do I want to put it down on the toe? If I'm tiny, if I'm teeny tiny, I can write it underneath. Yeah, so tiny. Cute. Muses 2027. And this time I won't put my fingers in it. Beautiful. All right, so I've got two girls that are completely done except for their little button. I have got one girl who is done when she's when she gets dried and brushed and gets her button. That's this one. And then I've got one girl who, oh, they're not dry. Sorry, I still need to do the heel and the bottom. So my last two girls are close, but not quite there. Okay. I wonder if I'm having allergies from gardening. I never had allergies as a kid, but I know it can crop up when you age, and I was definitely doing a little bit of forest bathing this morning in the green. Okay, so last session, the first thing we need to do probably, last session I was like, oh, I have this cake cone. How do I want this to look? Do I want there to be waffle cone texture? I don't remember what a cake cone looks like, apparently. I'm struggling. So I'm just gonna leave it blank for now, put the glitter on it and see how I feel about it. And I did that and I was like, it's fine. I will give it a Google later. I'll Google what a cake cone is supposed to look like. And I did, and I was like, oh, I was way off. I actually need to, the shape isn't right, the texture isn't right. I need to pull this off and start again. And that's aggravating, but it is, you know, a thing that happens. It's definitely a thing that happens, and it's a thing that happened to moi. So I pulled it off and I restarted, but the good news is now you guys can see how I build the cake cone onto the heel of the shoe. I have a round cone, and that's just, I do foam. I make a sandwich of foam and the plastic of a plastic folder, and I just twist it into a cone shape and then glue the texture over it and then glitter it. So pretty easy, pretty straightforward. I mean, it takes a little finesse to do it, but the more you practice, the easier it gets. But I don't ever want to be like, oh yeah, that's no big deal, and have people be like, oh, but I feel like it is a big deal. And now I feel not good. So the way we make the cake cone is a little bit different. It's similar to the cup, but not exactly the same. So what we're gonna do here is cut a Mardi Gras cup into kind of a little disc shape. And the other one, the top piece was too big and the bottom piece was too small. I used a mama bear instead of a papa bear, and it did not look correct. Okay. So cut that kind of even. And so we just have to redo things sometimes. And it probably wouldn't be a big deal. You know, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to just leave it wrong, but I needed to show you guys how I did it anyway, and I didn't have like another one of these handy, so I was like, this is fine. Two birds, one stone. I will fix what was incorrect. Oh. This cup's a little brittle. I don't love that. Let me see if this cup is a little less brittle. Sometimes if they sit for a while, they're still fine, but they do get a little bit, ooh, she might be even more brittle. The only way to find out is to find out. This is an empirical data. In this house, we support empirical data. We are a data-driven household. Okay. So you can see that those together kind of make the shape of the cone. Nice. Let's see. I can't tell if she's brittle or thick, and I'm gonna go slow because I don't want to slice myself. We suffer for our art, but not in that way. And I'm not convinced of the need to really suffer for your art. I think that's an outdated kind of, oh, people have to be crazy to make good art and they have to be jerks, and like, I'm not about it. You guys okay? Maddie, you leaving your brother alone? I might have to cut it short if my parenting is needed in a slightly more hands-on capacity. They're pretty independent, my boys, and when they have their kind of opportunities to do their gaming stuff, they're usually pretty independent, but duty calls. They are great kids, but they are still kids. and I am still, at least for a little bit longer, needed. All right, okay, so what I've done here is I've made a hole. So I cut it shorter. I cut it shorter, like made a little like smaller cup. Guys, are you sure? I feel like I'm hearing some discussion that's getting a little argumentative. Oh, we'll see if I need to tag in. So anyway, those two go together, and then we're gonna cut this. So, okay. I've cut the hole in the bottom of my shortened cup. And then I'm gonna situate this. And I'm going to take some of this. I'm gonna not cut my fingers because that, again, would not be fun. This part is the part that gets the waffle texture, and I'll do it now before I do any more construction. You could do it either way. You could put the cone on there and then do it. But, you know, might as well. And just be careful when you do this, when you add this waffle cone texture. Oh yeah, that looks so much better. You know what, guys? I have done this before. I've made the cake cone on the heel several times. I mean, not dozens, but certainly more than once. And it's not a bad idea to take a peek at a reference image if it's been a minute. Anytime you're not like absolutely 100% sure that you know exactly what you're doing, a reference image is just gonna help. So I'm just, with the hot glue, making some kind of streaky lines. Boop-a-doo. 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 Ah! Well, better to find that out now. I didn't put enough hot glue between them, so it popped off. But I would rather know that before I get too deep into my assembly. All right, so it's fine. I also probably, maybe I started a little fast, but that's okay. That's okay. And then I'm gonna trim it to the bottom. And you want it to be reasonably secure. You don't want it to be too floppy, but you are gonna put some glue on top of it when you Mod Podge and glitter it. So that will do a little bit of structural work as well. Okay, let's try that again. All right. Perfect. Gonna let that firm up a little bit, but yeah, that just looks way more like a cake cone. So that's on me. That was my error. Okay, good. So then, very similarly to when we did the cup, where we did the where you cut down and then you cut a square and you like, this one's not good, but I mean, she's fine. I shouldn't be hard on myself. This one, you cut the cup down and then you cut the little square to put the shoe in, and then you tape it shut. Similar to that, but instead of cutting down in a square, we kind of just cut a little scoop because of the way it's constructed. Just the shape we're going for. I'm gonna start small-ish because you can always cut it bigger. You can't cut it smaller. And that's almost good. Almost good. So I look at that and that looks pretty good, but when I notch it in there, y'all probably can't see, but the shoe isn't, that would be fine and you could call it there, but it won't be as stable. You want your shoe to be touching the bottom of the jar. You want the whole thing to be stable. So when I put it in, I feel that it's not slipping all the way in there. So this needs to go a little deeper. And so we'll do it a little deeper. The width looks okay, but I think the depth could be a little bit reduced or increased. The depth could be a little bit more. That's what I'm trying to say. That looks perfect and it feels strong. Nice, 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 nice. Looks good, looks good. So I'm going to trim this a smidge. So yeah, this is kind of the process. I'm wondering if a bigger cup would have given me a wider, but I think it's probably good. I think that's probably, I'm jumping the gun. Once I put the lip around this, it'll be great. It's going to be great. So a little bit of glue there. That doesn't do a ton of heavy lifting, but it does some. And then a little glue on each side, not a ton. And actually, can I squeeze a little in there? I can squeeze a little in there. Just at the lip where the shoe touches the cup, I'm adding a little more hot glue. I know that's hard to see from the angles that y'all have, so bear with me, please. Making sure it's strong and sturdy and locked in. And so yeah, I put a little hot glue on either side to kind of lock it in. Don't put gobs and gobs of it because it'll kind of, slip slide around. Nobody wants that. So now I'm going to make the lip of the cone. And I could do this with craft foam, but since I have this, I'm going to try this first. I'm going to see if I need to get craft foam involved. Yeah, it's good. I'm going to do both. The craft foam will give me a nice, pretty texture, but this will give me strength. I want it to be strong and beautiful. All right. Okay. So I'm going to do that. And then, yeah, I like that. And I'll build the foam. 1 second. Oh, I hate to move because Fanny's so cute. Oh, can I reach it? Oh, I did it. I did it. You don't have to move, baby girl. All right, craft foam. And if I got a ruler, I could really do this with precision, but I didn't get a ruler, so it's probably fine. Let me cut one a little bigger just in case I need it. Okay. Yeah, the bigger is probably going to be the move. Nice. Okie dokes. So, little hot glue all the way around. So what we're doing here is that strip goes in front of the shoe and that makes the shoe kind of come out of the ice cream cone. So instead of cutting it down and through like the snowball cup, we go ahead and cut it around, and I put a little tape on it, or I would if I knew where my tape was. Duct tape. Okay. Are you gonna be a good, where's my thick strip of foam? Oh yeah, you're gonna be perfect. You're going to be perfect. I had to do this shoe twice, but at least it was perfect the second time. All right, so a little bit of tape to hold it shut. And then she's looking so good. Beautiful. Beautiful. Perfect. 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 So yeah, don't be scared to look at the reference image. Even if you feel like you know what you're doing, the reference image is your friend. Nice, nice, nice. Just cutting this craft foam so it fits perfectly around. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. That's exactly how I want that to look. I am on top of the world. All right. So now it looks like I want it to look, and I'll put the ice cream cone there. And it doesn't look too much like anything quite yet because, you know, it, put a little piece of foam in there. Just a little piece. Doesn't quite look like anything yet because it's all mismatched and tape and hot glue, but if we trust the process, once it's all glittered and has an ice cream cone on top of it, it's going to be perfect. Perfect. I'm glad that went so smoothly. Because, like, you know, sometimes I do stuff live and it goes off without a hitch, and sometimes I do stuff live and it's like, oh, whoops, nope, wait, what, nope. If you will. All right, so while I'm here, I'm going to reinforce this. It's pretty reinforced, but I'm going to add a little strength to it because, again, strong and beautiful. We want our throws to be strong and beautiful. As strong and as beautiful as the lovely women who make up the crew, if I may be so presumptuous. It will be most strong if it fits exactly, but that requires kind of manhandling it into place sometimes. So, all right. Girl, don't get so excited that you cut yourself. Nobody wants that. Or maybe somebody wants that. Maybe my worst enemy wants to see me cut myself on it. YouTube. All right. Okay. But I'm going to assume that for the most part, nobody's watching, rooting for me to fail. I'm going to assume that people are mostly lovely. It's hard because I used a black cup inside a black shoe, so I can't, like, exactly see where stuff is. But I think I got it. I think we got it. And I'm trying to not push my fingers into the hot glue. Just a little preference of mine. And then I think I might actually even put one more right across the toe. I know this is a lot of work. This is a lot of building and checking and reinforcing, and I know it's a lot. But good things ask a lot of us as creators. Okay. Ah, yes, yes, perfect, perfect, perfect. Sometimes your efforts are rewarded. All right, nice and strong. Good, good, good. Don't float. Stay where you're supposed to stay. Just 1 second. A little bit of duct tape would help, but it would not be pretty. Do we want to do it even though it's not, like, pretty? Let's see how we feel about that. We'll cover it all up, so. Oh, yeah, we're going to need to do a little bit of duct tape just to keep those bands in place. It's gonna look a little janky for a minute, but it'll be fine once we glitter everything. It's gonna be just fine. Perfect. Strong, gorgeous. Gonna glitter this. Who else needs, does anyone else need anything while I'm hot gluing? This cup still needs her snowball, her scoop. And so I've got one more 4-inch ball. So we might as well do it to it. And then these are going to, they still need more invisible jet. Did I cut her a little too deep? Maybe. It's all right. Let's see what happens. I know that sound is not pleasant, huh, Fanny? My beautiful, loyal Fanny. Staying with me, even though I'm making awful noises and I'm, oh yeah, I cut her a little too raggedy. That's on me. Will you fit in there? Huh. Interesting. Is this cup a little narrow? No, it's the same cup I used before. Oh yeah, she fits. I just cut her a little too deep. That's all right. We will get another one and we will build I could put ice cream, but you don't really put ice cream. So I'm going to think about that. There's some other things I could do with her. I could make her like a Bloody Mary, kind of fill her up a little bit, put some ice and stuff. That would be pretty cool. But I think since I'm kind of on a roll with the snowballs, what I will do is I will get myself another 4-inch ball. And I did. You should cut like a third of the bottom off, and I cut more than a half. So that's entirely on me, but I will absolutely use this to make ice cream scoops. So let's see who's, you're gonna get an ice cream scoop, but I want to glitter your thing first, so I will. And everybody else will get some invisible jet. Okay. Okie dokie, I've got Snickerdoodle. Gonna move my hot glue gun so I don't burn myself. I can't cross my legs because Fanny is snuggled on my feet, which is so sweet and so adorable, but also like I feel a little weird. But the price I am so happy to pay for quality snuggle time with my sweet girl. Good. And you do need to put kind of a lot of glue over the texture because it's just got a lot of nooks and crannies. It's like trying to get the butter into every little square of the waffle. Don't know what that's about. Okay. I need to kind of decide. She might be that scoop combo that I was talking about yesterday where she gets a scoop of pistachio and a scoop of violet, and then she's got a gold coin, I did it again, a gold cone, and then she's purple, green, and gold. Or I don't know, I'm gonna think about it a little bit. I've got this one that's gonna get the strawberry and then French vanilla, so she's gonna be all yellows and pinks. And then I was thinking about the other one maybe doing like Chantilly. And so I need to think about what she's going to look like. I did a bunch of ice cream cones. Gosh, years ago. A bunch. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. I mean, it was like 7 or 8 of them. Sometimes I get something in my head and I want to make it several times to really kind of like cement it for myself. So I know I've done some different, I did a pretty fun one that was like sherbet swirl. That would be fun. I'll go back and look at those, what I did. and think about, I could do like neons. She could have like a neon shoe and be like a big, pretty swirl of rainbow sherbet. That would be fun. Oh, that might be really fun. And put some like gummy bears on her, by which I mean fake gummy bears. We might do that. We might see how we feel about that. All right, snickerdoodle everywhere. Snickerdoodle for my friends. Oh, it looks I'm glad I redid it. It looks so much better. It looks way more like a cone. You know, this was a learning experience, and it's important to have those. No matter how many years and many shoes in you are, or whatever your throw of choice is, no matter how many years you're into it, you still have learning experiences. This was one of those. I will freely admit this was a learning experience. I put her together wrong. I had to take her apart, but now that I've put her together right, she's so right. Ooh, I love her. What I could do too is get like the foam letters like that they have for like kids crafts and write muses on her and then glitter over that so that the texture is like, because you know how the ice cream cones sometimes have the words on the cone? I'm gonna think about that. Oh, whoops, I'm gonna put her down where I shouldn't put her down. Let me do a little bit in her lip, even though it's gonna get covered, just so that I don't accidentally have any spots that show, since the purple is so strong. But Snickerdoodle, of course, is an opaque, so you don't see the purple, you don't see the white, it all just turns the color of the Snickerdoodle glitter. I guess you wouldn't, would you have sherbet in a cake cone? Maybe. Who am I to tell people what works or doesn't work? All right, so I'm gonna hang her up. Perfect. And I'm gonna continue the invisible jet process on my other summer sweets. So she, you can see, got nice and invisible jetted. Oh, I need it to be, I've already started the process, so I don't want to put like a black cup in here. Do I have a white cup? Oh, rar. That's a sticky wicket. I guess I could put invisible jet over it. Do I have, you're strong enough. You're strong enough. I don't want to, I have a black cup that I'm cutting up to do the reinforcing, but because I've already invisible jetted this, I don't want to put black and then try to paint over the black. So this is clear, so that'll work a little better. Perfect. Okay, problem solved. No problem. Okay. Just gonna cut it carefully. All right, that'll be enough, probably. And I know these parts, these bits where we're kind of constructing stuff can seem a little bit daunting, but I promise as you do it, you learn a lot as you're doing it. It's a very, I'm very, like, I'll listen to you tell me the rules of the board game, but I'm also a let's learn while we play kind of person. So you can watch me do this. You can kind of hear me explain what I think are like the pertinent components of learning. But at the end of the day, you messing around with it a lot is going to teach you so much more than anything I ever could. All right, so I learned from my last one. I'm just going to put the hot glue in there so that I can position it. So if I put too much hot glue, I'm not in any position to reposition, if you will. Pun kind of intended. Feels so weird to not be able to cross my legs because my feet are stuck down. All right, you look good. You look good. Perfect. So now the strap is strong. And we gotta do that 3 more times. This one's pretty good on its own. This one's pretty tough. I think she's probably all right. I don't know. Okay, she's good. I'm gonna let that firm up. Gonna put the little piece. Gonna put the little piece into her. It's a little too small. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. So I kind of line it up on the outside of the shoe and then cut it a little too big and then cut it a little smaller, a little smaller, a little smaller. Because if I try to ballpark it from the jump, it'll be too small. So I go a little big and cut down. So if I do it that way, that's just much more consistently gives me the result I actually want. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. Perfect. You fiddle, you fiddle, you fiddle, and then it's right. Whew. And from the perspective of watching this, it must just look like I'm cutting and cutting with no like rhyme or reason until suddenly I'm happy with it. Boop. Boop. All right, you situate yourself in there. You situate yourself in there. And then everybody's happy. Yes, yes, yes. All right, she's strong. And we got 1, 2, 3 snowballs. Set this over there. I think she's probably okay. I think she's pretty strong without I think she's good. Okay. So I did the invisible jet on her here. So now I'm going to do the invisible jet on the bottom. I need to kind of decide what flavors of snowball I'm going to do. Oh, you know what I should do? I have a thought. I could alcohol ink this one, make her a rainbow snowball. But I would need to do the cup metallic, so I'll do that. Okay. But now I'm ready to paint. When this dries, I'll be ready to paint the whole shoe white, which will be cute. Okay, I'm going to set her on her side to dry, and she's gonna. Looking good, looking good. She is invisible jet everywhere except the bottom of the cup and the bottom of the shoe. So I'm going to get her in those spots, and then I'll paint her white next time. And I can't wait for y'all to see how much that white paint really shows up on top of invisible jet. Doing so good. Making good progress. All right. So I'll set her on her side to dry. Oop, smudged her a little. It's okay. And then she also needs Invisible Jet on her bottom. I also, one of them had a spot I missed a little bit, I think, but what was that? Maybe I'm imagining that. Oh, sweet girl. I want to see if we still have any of that neon trim at the shop. You all right? All right, last one. She is good to go. I will set her down on her side to dry. Okay, so last time we gave this girl an all over white glitter coat to make everything just look more sugary and sparkly and fabulous. She looks great. As always, my foam roses are going to need a little bit of touchy-uppies. But the cake's looking good. And I've just added the white glitter that I took off of there into the Invisible Jet since I'm using it for base coats. All right, she looks great. I am going to, with a little brush, actually, let me do the sculpting first. So we did this last time, the sort of swirl of pink. The swirl is not particularly apparent, but that's all right. We're going to build a second scoop on top of her, because she just needs a second scoop. And that's okay. There we go. A little stuck. Oh, I see. I see where we're getting stuck. All good. Okay. Mm-hmm. So this is the 4-inch girl that I just accidentally cut a little too big. That's right, because I'll use it for this. No wasting. I'm just kind of gluing a roughly scoop-shaped sphere. Just kind of making a scoop shape. Kind of roughly making, you know. You kind of want to hold it, but also you don't want to burn your fingers, so be careful. But that's looking cute. It's a little bit, I might shift it a smidge. It looks a little bit off center. And I don't want it to look like, it was made by a machine. I want it to look like a real ice cream scoop. That's good. That's good. That's a little better. I'm sorry, sweetie. Poor Fanny. Okay. All right. And then I take my little squeezy pieces and make a little ring all around the bottom of my scoop. And that's going to make it look like a real ice cream scoop. And I am going to put like some sauce and stuff on top of this, so I'm not stressed about it looking, if it's got some bumps and some lumps and some ridges and stuff, that's just part of the overall effect. Okay. I think I could probably, so I'm noticing that this edge is just a little bit rough, so all right. And when I say the edge is looking a little bit rough, I mean the opposite. The edge looks a little bit too clean, so I'm roughing it up a little with scissors. All right, but that's starting to look great. That's starting to look better. That's kind of the silhouette I was imagining. One scoop of ice cream just looked a little too short. It just didn't look quite balanced. I'm going to shift it a smidge again, so I want it to look, yeah, that's looking good. That's looking very nice. So she's coming along very nicely. All right, happy birthday on her. I'll probably put some gold trim. I'll probably see where I can squeeze some gold trim. And she needs a little bit of frosting on her base. And of course she needs to say muses somewhere. Oh, and I was going to do the candles. But I'm starting to run out of steam for today, so that might be where we stop today. Yeah, she could use some little touch-ups with a little bitty brush, and she's going to need her drips, and she's going to need some toppings, but she's looking good. I'm happy with her. I'm happy with her at the moment. She looks good. So yeah, this will be like a yellow French vanilla color, and then we'll put toppings. We'll put fake sprinkles and fake sauce and stuff, and she'll be so cute. I love her. Looking good. Looking good. Okay, I think that's probably a pretty good stopping point for me for today. I say as I continue to put a few more pieces on. You know, I'm kind of in that way. All right, I think that's probably a good stopping point for me today. Feeling good about the progress. You know, we reconstructed this whole thing and glittered this whole thing, so she's looking great. We'll keep working on that. I'm going to see if I can find the foam letters. If not, that would be nice, but it's not like essential. And I can, when I letter her, I can maybe letter her there. But yeah, she's looking great. She's going to get a scoop. I need to get another 4-inch foam ball to make my other snowball, but my snowballs are coming along. I've got 3 snowballs that are coming along. I've got 3 ice cream cones with slices of cake coming along. And then I've got this 1 cake cone. So that'll be a good size batch. That'll be a batch of 7. And then at some point, I'm going to continue working on the berry baskets. It's just, the berries are so, I worry about it being kind of tedious to watch me just make just so many berries. So I got to figure out how I feel about that and kind of tighten it up, I think. Because I really do want to do the berry baskets. I'm just trying to figure out how to like get my head wrapped around it. But today was, I think, excellent progress. I'm feeling good about where we are at as June comes to a close, and I think we'll keep rocking it out in July, and everything's feeling pretty good for me. I hope it's feeling pretty good for you, and you're feeling productive and good and like you are reaching your glittery goals now and always. Y'all have a good one.